So what would have to be happening? Describe the event for me. Who are you with? What are you doing? And if that were to happen, you would absolutely be triggered really hard with feeling alone.
Myself and my husband are like super connected, and it's sort of just like us against the world. So like it would be, say, something tragic like happening like really quick. So say he went to work and he crashed his truck or something, and I was told that he was gone, didn't have a chance to say goodbye or anything like that.
So in that moment, what are you focused on?
Just like an overwhelming feeling of just sadness, and like there's nothing, like everything went with him.
What are you caring about?
Just that he's no longer there.
What are you believing about yourself?
That I can't go on and continue to enjoy my life.
And what are you
myself?
about the situation?
There's no way out. Like,
what are you thinking?
This is like there's nothing I can do.
And what are you doing?
I'm just standing like still and just like shocked. Like I'm not doing anything. I'm just like overwhelmed.
And what are you physically feeling in your body, and where are you feeling it?
I'm like, my chest is really tight, and like my throat is like closed up, and I just feel so sad and upset.
And what's the intensity of alone right there in that moment out of 10?
10.
And what's the gravity of alone across your entire life in that moment? What's the seriousness of it out of 10?
10. It's everything.
Open your eyes. Excellent. All right. So we're done with that reading now, so we can let that go. That's not actual reality. It's all made up. So that's purely the only reason we do that is because on the other side, we want to really see what the changes are.
No, I can't wait. I'm just so glad that like this, like I have access to this. Like I've only recently noticed that these are the things, but then it's just so clear that they've affected so much and like so many decisions and the way you choose to live. So yeah, it's crazy. It's awesome. Just to care about, like be caring towards themselves and be their own friend. So like her by herself, she's still not alone, because like alone doesn't exist, because she always has herself. She can't feel that she isn't ever alone. To tap in to anything that you need at the time, to be present with yourself. Yourself is like your biggest asset. You should be so happy and excited that you always have you. You're never alone.
You did it!
Oh my God.
Happy tears?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had some really beautiful learnings. Really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so they're all definitely happy tears. Is all good?
Yeah, I think so.
Does it feel like a release? Like, what are you feeling?
Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of this like a weight, and like a big ball of emotions sort of like pushed itself out.
Good. And now, yeah, I can imagine that does feel like a pretty big release.
Yeah, so like I don't know, it's hard to think that it's not there, but like even just with that reaction that my body just had, like I can totally tell like something massive has changed.
All right, let's jump in and do the remeasure because I want to see what that one looks like. Now, remember, my best advice is let yourself be different. You're gonna want to do the same things because logically you can still create those same ways that you would do it, but just let yourself actually experience it the way it is right now. So we're going to go in and we're going to do the same situation again, and just whatever you're actually feeling, that's what you want to go with. Okay, so close your eyes again. Now, you're imagining an event that in the future your partner, he's gone to work and he crashed his truck, and you've just been told that he didn't make it and you didn't get to say goodbye. So in that moment, what are you focused on?
Like, how am I doing?
What are you caring about?
Just like caring about what might need to happen, and if the people that will also need to be like communicated with and everything like that. Like just those initial steps and movements and actions.
Yep. What are you believing about yourself?
They'll be okay.
What are you believing about the situation?
That it's an awful situation.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that this is going to be a really different time now.
What are you doing?
Sort of like processing the information and sort of just sitting with it and letting it sort of come through my body and sort of like instead of sort of just like shutting down or rejecting that.
Are you feeling anything in your body?
I feel peaceful.
What's the intensity of feeling alone right now in that moment out of 10?
Maybe like a 2.
What's the gravity of alone across your entire life in that moment out of 10?
Yeah, like a 2.
Open your eyes. Welcome back. So let's go over this one. Before you were focused on overwhelming feeling of sadness and that there's just nothing. And now you're focused on how am I doing? Before you were caring about, he's no longer there. And now you're caring about, in general, you're just caring about what will need to happen, who needs to be told, what are the next steps. Before you were believing about yourself, I can't go on and continue to enjoy my life by myself. And you were believing about the situation, there's no way out. Now you're believing about yourself, I'll be okay. And you're believing about the situation, it's awful. It's an awful situation. Before you were thinking, there's nothing I can do. And now you're thinking, this is going to be a really different time now. Before you were doing, you were just standing still, you were in shock, you're not doing anything, it was just like overwhelming. And now you're not really doing anything still, but you're processing the information, you're sitting with it, you're letting it come through, and you're not stopping it, and you're not running away from it. And before you were physically feeling in your body, in your chest was really tight, it's closed up, and you just felt so sad, and you were crying. And now you feel peaceful. The intensity out of 10 before was 10 out of 10, and now it's down to a 2 out of 10. And the gravity of feeling alone across your entire life was 10 out of 10, and now it's 2 out of 10. And look, the situation that we just measured on was pretty extreme. Like that's, the scenario, right? I couldn't, to somebody who that's your best friend and your person, that's a really extreme one to measure. And so I can't imagine that we could even, there's no way you can say 0 out of 10. But I think, because that's a sad situation. That's horrible. So like that's a big one. So I think feeling alone, I think I don't even, I think that one really is a 0. I think in that moment, that's sadness and, you know, the extremity of losing your person. Like that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
So I think really alone in itself would be totally gone now. I think you'd be at 0, but in that situation, you're not going to say that because you just lost your person. But to seriously go from just panic and shock and just shut down to feeling peaceful, like that's not something that most people would feel.
That, oh my God, that alone, that was that, like, ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, like being okay with being alone, it affects like how you interact with other people too. Like your ability to make friends is improved when you're not needy. Without
Not in your head going, what should I say? What are these people thinking?
exactly, and needing that, like someone needs to be around me because I'm scared to be by myself. That kind
Is this person connecting with me? Do they think that I'm a good friend? And like every decision you make and stuff, it's like you're trying to be this person for other people, not for yourself. It doesn't help you. And I would have, if someone said that to me, I would be like,
okay. Because Steph couldn't have come up with these things when she's got all the pain and the traumas and the experiences that prove all of these things right. She can't come up with it right. So you got to leave that person behind. Like that makes such logical sense, doesn't it? That person, we've tried, we've done all the conscious stuff, we've affirmationed ourselves to death, and we've journaled and we've meditated, and it never did nothing.
and your system's picked up on that, and it's trying to keep you from those things. So how is your own system going to be able to help you? It can't. It thinks it's helping you the way it's doing it.
Yeah, you got to bypass all of that and get underneath it, and that's what Creatrix does.
It's fucking amazing.
Your brain came up with that stuff. Like that's the stuff that gurus spurt. There's some monk sitting on a mountain for 15 years comes up with focus on the core strength in your heart. Like that gives me goosebumps when you say stuff like that. Like I love it. So,
you'd be able to like pull all these awesome things from people. Like, it would be so cool just to see that.
Honestly, I've got 3 pages from my client last night because I love it. I love all the stuff that spurts out. It's just pure gold every single time.